day is the first meeting.
Right. Right. Like me. Whoa!
I mean, about 11 o'clock.
There's 9 right there. Yeah,
Probably go to Knoxville Valley this afternoon just to hit some balls on the range. Oh, I definitely need you.
I was out there talking to Derek.
Yeah, it's on the agenda. Okay, right? I don't see any major changes other than it's up a little bit, but it's not bad. Right here. It's high, but again, it's consistent with what we paid last year. It's exactly what we paid last year. He's worth it. I won't. French is worth the money. I know that. How many people are on the speaker list? How many people are on the speaker list?
We're going to give people an opportunity.
All of them? Oh, I don't mind.
We got some,
We could be here all afternoon if everyone wanted to get up.
and then we might have some.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's fine. I can help. I can help.
I'm trying.
I like that, actually.
Michelle,
I'm surprised she's not here already. She's usually the first person in. I don't know where she is. We got a quorum.
Everybody's good.
Hey, there you are.
How y'all doing?
Your ears are probably burned.
They're always burning.
No, I was saying nice things about it. You're looking good, but you always do.
But you say you're gonna look the part and be the part, right?
It's wild. It's crazy. It's okay. It's fine. Still be out here before 2. I hope. I'd like to have some lunch before it's dinner time. I agree with you.
Next Friday.
I want to keep it. I know she does. That's why I want Someone's going to take it. Atlanta's going to play.
morning, everyone.
Have to compete with Nashville.
Good morning. Welcome to this meeting. Before we start, I'd like to ask that everyone that's here who has not done so, please sign and register outside at the receptionist gate desk before you leave. So I'm Sam Parker. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority Board, and I'll call this meeting of the board to order. First item is
Roll call. This one's mine.
Nolan.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Director Cunningham,
Present.
Director Davis, Director Flegel,
Present.
Director Inman, Chair Jones, Director Minor,
Here.
Director Parker,
Present.
Director Smith,
Yeah.
Vice Chair, you do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the invocation. Reverend Cunningham, would you lead us in that?
Yes. Thus saying. Precious Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this hour. Thank you for being the God who you are. Thank you for being the sacrifice of your Son in our behalf. We pray that today's meeting here on the Father is one that blesses our community, build strong leadership, and guide those who are in position to do the things that are pleasing for you, that the people here may be blessed. For us in your mighty name, we pray this prayer. Amen.
Amen. Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. I would like to add a couple of things. Under new business, we will have the recognition of the outgoing board members. And then we'll have a report from Alice Gordon Holloway on her survey of the board members' evaluation of our CEO, Charlotte Shaw. And then after the report, we'll have a vote on Ms. Shaw's bonus.
I move the adoption of the amended agenda.
Second.
And there's a motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Next on the agenda is the adoption of the minutes of the October 2nd, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Are there any questions or comments, additions? And there are none, so I'll call the vote. All in favor of adopting the minutes from October 2nd, 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And there are none, so the minutes have been adopted. Next, we have public comment. Ms. Nolan, do we have anyone?
Yes, sir, you have two public comments from Ms. Marva Douglas and Ms. Anna Brown.
All right.
Hi, Ms. Davis. We acknowledge that you have read and understand the public comment policy. You have 3 minutes.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Marva Douglas. I'm a resident of Midfield, and I've been fighting for robust public service, bus service in this state since 1996. That's nearly 30 years. So I've been making speeches and writing articles and appearing here so often, you're probably tired of seeing and hearing from me. However, today will be my last time speaking to you about this. Everyone in this state cannot afford cars, but everyone needs good transportation. In fact, we need good bus service throughout this state. But here in Alabama, in order to have good public transportation, we have to get transit funding passed in the legislature. The last time that happened was in 1952, when the legislature passed a law to put all gasoline tax dollars into bridges and highways only. That law is still in effect today. Even the gasoline taxes from yellow school buses that take our kids to school go only to bridges and highways. But in 2018, the legislature passed the Public Transportation Trust Fund bill. But so far, they have not found any money to put into it. So it's just a bill in name only. In the last two legislative sessions, 2024 and 2025, bills were proposed to collect a $5 fee on car tags bought in this state. Neither bill passed. Had one of them passed, that money would have gone into the empty Public Transportation Trust Fund. But those bills never got out of committee, so we never got a chance to vote on them. I'm here today because I really want students to graduate from high school in this state and have good, robust public transportation on buses that run every 10 to 15 minutes, giving them access throughout their communities. That would also give the young access to jobs, colleges, and a life. And of course, give old folks like me access to church activities and Sunday service. The legislature will be in session again soon. We need to help folks see the value of robust bus service before the upcoming legislative session opens. We need to build an army of folks statewide who will call their legislators and tell them they want a robust legislation bill passed in this upcoming session. It's time we help our young folks and old people like me have access to life. Thank you.
Very much.
Hi, Ms. Brown.
Good afternoon.
Do you acknowledge that you have read and understand the public comment policy?
Yes, I did.
You have 3 minutes.
First of all, let me say congratulations to everybody that's retiring from this pulpit. I know I probably find y'all out fishing somewhere, so y'all don't have to figure out what to do with us all the time. But I come today to speak to you about some of the activities that are happening right now and how it is going to affect the people that need the service the most. I attended the last town hall meeting that we had here in this location, and I asked one of the administration people, what do you think the minimum wage is in the state of Alabama? You know, and they figured, they said about $10, $12. That's wrong. Minimum wage in Alabama is still $7 and some change. And you got a lot of people that are still working on jobs. Some of them don't even make $10 an hour. As a matter of fact, just a few years ago before COVID hit here, the janitorial services that we had, those people were only making $7 and something an hour. The young lady that used to clean Central Station over there, she finally got a raise and she ended up making $8.25 an hour. Those are the people that use the service. They don't have extra money to burn. They're living paycheck to paycheck and every cent counts. And just like everybody have cars to get where they go, it's just like Ms. Douglas said, everybody can't have a car. Even the Bible said, the poor you gonna have what you always. So consideration should be given to those people who need the service, who use the service. Our children, you still have children going to school. In my area, some of the children that live in Fairmount, they catch the city bus to go to school at Carver High School. They don't all ride the school bus. You got elderly people out here now. It used to be you knew the elderly was gonna be out on the first and third. Social Security stopped giving out checks on the third about 15 years ago. So they're subject to be out any given time. Shouldn't they have the option of being able to catch the bus to go where they need to go? I just had a conversation where we were talking about hospitals and stuff. St. Vincent Hospital, you got nothing. I took that walk one time, and I told the Lord, if He let me get there in one piece, I will never, ever, ever do that again. So what I've got to do is try to go find me a ride if I need to go to the doctor. Cooper Green is the same way. Federal law says you should have buses going to your hospitals in your city. That's federal law. But yet still, we have no bus going to Cooper Green. What I do when I come, if it's a good day and I'm feeling like it, I get off at Central and I walk to Cooper Green. I refuse to take that walk back up to St. Vincent again. These are the places we should have buses going where people need to go, especially when people are trying to get to work. Ms. Douglas was here shortly before I came on board with fighting for a transit system. And if anybody had told me back then that here it is 2025, getting ready to go into 2026, that we still be fighting for basic services, I would have told them they were lying. Because I figured by now we would be talking about connection to the high-speed rail, since that was passed, but a study years ago, but we haven't seen anything for it in Birmingham. All-night service for some buses, because we're no longer that Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 town right now. But the people. Okay, but what I want you to see is this. Everybody ain't blessed to have a car. Everybody ain't blessed to have a lot of money, but they do the best they can with what they got. And what they do not need is anybody that is interfering with them being able to get to where they need to be. We have got to do better by the people that need the service. And that should be the motto from this day forward. Look at the people who use the service, not what's on a piece of paper.
Thank you, Ms. Brown, for those insightful comments. Next on the agenda is the chairman's report. I have nothing to report at this time, so we'll pass on to the Transit Citizen Advisory Board. Do we have anyone? Okay.
Hi, good to be with you again. I'm sorry I missed several meetings.
Please introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, my name is Ted Gemberling. I'm the chair of the Transit Citizens Advisory Board. And I'm sorry I missed several meetings. I had some health issues this summer. But I wanted to just say we were at the customer appreciation event. Marva and I and one other member a couple of weeks ago, and that was a really encouraging thing. And we're looking forward to more events like that. There was some misunderstanding between and the people setting up the I think it was called an advocacy grant this summer, and they told us there were a certain set of things that could be done, and they did not include one of the things that we wanted, which was billboards. But you know, we kind of understood that billboards would be super expensive. So, but this customer appreciation event was a real encouragement because it showed us. What I found out is that that was the first event funded by the advocacy grant. So it gave us a sense of what they could be like. So we're looking forward to participating in more. And another thing is we need to increase our membership. And we met some people at that event that I think are potential members. So we're hoping to get them to come. One of our members mentioned something the other day at our last monthly meeting that I thought I'd mention. He thought that it would be good to reach out to people who use the UAB Blazer Express bus system. Because that, you know, of course, unless you don't, in case you don't know, it's a system that's just on the, kind of right on the UAB campus, or just slightly out of it. And it's pretty good, but of course, I'm sure a lot of those people would like to have the ability to link up with Max buses too and go home, see, so they might be good people to talk to and see if they can,
Those conversations already took place.
they can add to our advocacy. Any questions about those things, or? Okay, thanks a lot. Oh, is there a question?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Good seeing you.
Thanks.
Glad you're back.
All right, thank you very much. Next is the executive director report. Now, at this point, we have adjusted the agenda to have Dr. Alice Gordon Holloway present her report. We didn't expect her to be here so soon. So with the board's permission, I'd like to move her presentation to the executive director's report, and then we can do business based on that information.
Do we need a motion for that? If we do, I'll move it.
All right, motion been made to adjust the agenda for
Second.
Dr. Alice Gordon
Second.
Holloway. And it's seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. So the agenda has been readjusted. Good morning, Dr. Alice.
Good morning, how you doing? Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Board members, members of the community, and of course, many friends of the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority. My name is Dr. Alice Gordon Holloway. I am the CEO of Sky Connect Incorporated, and our firm has been retained in order to conduct the independent evaluation of the CEO, Ms. Charlotte Shaw. So I have a presentation that is on the screen, but copies are being brought to the board of directors, and you will have that in a few moments. We also have a more extensive report that you will receive as a large draft that will be coming as well, so you'll get those in a couple of moments. But I'll go ahead and start the presentation to make sure that we communicate the information that's available today. I also want to thank my team member that's here today in support of our efforts and working really hard to get this information communicated to you all today. So as we begin our presentation, I just want to make sure we are able to understand that because we are an independent third party, our firm has been contracted in order to conduct this evaluation process. It requires us to really look deeper into the organizational structure, understand the leadership tenets, and also to be very familiar in understanding how to work with other partners who are supporting this organization. And so as we move to our next agenda, next slide, we are understanding the CEO performance review agenda. This particular evaluation is typically conducted on an annual basis and basically allows the organization to really have a baseline for the metrics associated for the executive director CEO. The agenda that I'm going to cover today includes process goals and overview, operational assessment goals and the rationale, the methodology that we've used for this particular process, our timeline, the design of that timeline, as well as the performance evaluation criteria metrics that we're evaluating on, the overall methodology process of the research itself, and then observation and results according to our overall outline. Next slide goes into understanding a little bit more about our rationale, implication, and execution. And as we move to the next slide, we can actually go into depth about that. So basically, the principal goals for this overall process goes into understanding a lot more about the performance evaluation process as it's designed. It's designed to directly align the strategic goals for the organization, the mission and objectives of BJCTA today. The evaluation process will maintain a clear and transparent link between the specified contractual performance outcomes, the salary associated with her, ensuring accountability for results-driven outcome. We also review a combination of informational benchmarks and baselines and key performance indicators in order to communicate in accordance with the noted items in the agreement proposed here. We openly conduct a process in a manner which supports and reinforces sound governance practices, fostering mutual trust and constructive dialogue. And additionally, we actually look at developing a strategic framework in order to operationalize and prioritize this particular initiative that we are commissioned here to do today. Next slide. So it's a five-pronged research methodology that we're using. The first one is basically looking at ranking and rating the design metrics associated with quantitative and qualitative metrics data points. The goal of this overall process is to create a transparent, detailed, analytical, evidence-based analysis of the assessment. We use a combination of research questions, analytical insight, objectives, and of course, goals. Number three, we also incorporate technological assessments, instruments to be able to ascertain better what the information is telling us versus just our own observations. We use demonstrated, clearly defined data collection consistent with comparable respondents across a really robust ethical standards. And we also look at everything associated with modeling the behavior, understanding the sample size, the data metrics, and aggregating that data to make sure that we are reducing any errors associated with closed-end and open-ended questions. Next slide. In order to be sure that we were able to meet a timeline, this was a really longer process, but we actually are sharing with you now where we are in the process. So we have conducted a number of research analysis at this point. So what you'll see on the screen may be a little small to see, but basically it showed you that between October 17th and October 27th, which actually was October 29th, we looked at researching, looking at the instrument, implementing this particular performance evaluation during that process and timeline. What happened is that we actually collected data, research data to understand more about what's really happening in terms of the evaluation process. The next piece goes into what we call a draft summary report, which you'll be getting that soon, to basically go over that information. So what we've done is that looked at the overall analysis of where the numbers and the quantitative and qualitative information are flowing. Thank you so much. And also understanding how to make that information palatable for presentation and an extensive report that you as board members can take and understand all the data associated with it. In addition to that, the last portion of this is actually being able to give you that final summary report in which we actually are talking about that now, so you will receive an early draft of that, and your final printed formal copy will come later on to you this afternoon. Got a little toy here, so let's see if I can, okay, get it right, okay. We got research design here, so this goes into understanding a little more, I don't even know where to point this clicker here, where should I point this clicker?
You can feel free to move on.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, I can do it if I can get it going. Thank you so much. So the data collection period incorporated a number of different elements. Let's make sure I didn't skip a slide here. Yes. So there are 48 quantitative questions that were asked and posed, and these questions are based on a rating scale of agree being number 5 as the highest, strongly agree, or disagree as being 1. So highest being 5, 1 being the lowest element. Thank you. In addition to that, you'll also see that while we're doing that, we actually asked 12 open-ended free text informational questions, so basically comments on every section that we were posing in order to be able to communicate and gather data from the board members. We also conducted another section of that, which is basically including one overall rating question that allowed the directors to simply rate on a scale of 5 to 1, and basically their rationale for that. It was a comment section as well, and so they were able to do that as well. So there was a two-part process to this regarding the board members. In addition to that, we also interviewed and conducted conversations with resource partners, which is basically those constituents who are supporting transit and transportation here in the city. And then we also talked to some municipality members as well. So we have the information associated. We asked 8 questions to the resource partners and 7 questions to the municipalities to really get an informational assessment as to where they are regarding transportation in this conversation as well. So this is not a full-scale, we call 360 evaluation, but it does provide you data analysis associated with board members, then stakeholders, of course, and then your resource partners, and all those 3 groups are combined in this particular documentation. The next one is basically our sample size and population, so it's breaking down. Thank you. The sample size and population, we actually had a total of 6 board members complete the assessment fully at 75% for the larger 48 item question survey, and that included right about 76 items that were asked. So basically total between the board members and the resource partners and the municipalities, we inquired about 76 different conversational elements that we have information on. In addition to that, we also saw that for the secondary survey that we conducted, the board members completed that with 100%. So the second assessment was 100% completion, and we were able to be able to get that data as well. We also had sample size of 4 municipalities, city officials who were able to give our information, give our data here, and that was confidential who they were, but they were 4 members who are directly connected to the agency in terms of services that are being provided. And then we also had some samples from 3 resource community partners that were also here in the city who were very excited to tell us, how things were going with them and their relationship with the agency and the CEO. And so right now, this part goes into details about synthesizing the data and basically analyzing the results to be able to showcase where we are. Before we get too far into this information, I wanted to make sure that you at least were able to see the 12 metrics in which we were actually understanding more about the evaluation of the CEO. In doing that, we looked at the following: operational performance, we looked at financial stewardship and budget management, municipal stakeholder governance, board relations and engagement, customer satisfaction, strategic vision and innovation, fleet maintenance, reliability, productivity. We also looked at leadership and partnership, risk management and compliance, legislative external advocacy, staff development and interpersonal relations, as well as TOD, transit-oriented development. The reason why we chose these particular metrics was because we really wanted to be sure that as part of the overall contractual obligation that CEO has with being in her role, there are a number of items in her contract that speaks directly to these 12 categories in which we brought everything together in that regard. So this is going to be really difficult to read for some people, so I'm going to try my best to share with you a lot of information on this particular slide. So related to this information, what you will see is that there are certain sections. So for example, you'll see that financial stewardship and budget management is section number 3. And the way that is set up, that we'll actually just kind of keep track of everything. So if I say section 7, in this regard, you'll see fleet maintenance, reliability, and productivity. In the next first column right next to it to the right, you see a number of questions that were asked. So you can actually see that in every category of question and survey, there were a number of questions to relate to that particular topic. So the first one, for example, is operational performance, and there were 4 questions posed in that category, and those 4 questions actually incorporated a total of 20 allocated points, and then the mean score associated with that, and then the board score. So for example, you will see across the board at the very end on the far right-hand side that on a scale of 5 being strongly agreed to 1 being disagreed, our CEO ranks here at 3.8 for her board assessment. If you continue to look down the page, you'll continue to see that in section 2, board relations, 4 questions, 3.3 on a scale of 5 being great, 1 being not agreed. Section 3, financial stewardship, 3.6. Section 4, municipal stakeholders, 4.1. Customer satisfaction, 3.8. Her strategic vision and innovation, 3.5. Fleet management and maintenance productivity, 3.6. Leadership and partnerships, 3.6. Risk management, 3.6. And legislative and external advocacy, 3.7. Staff development and interpersonal development, 3.8. And TOD operations, 3.9. And just to give you an idea that these metrics incorporated an executive running a $60 million organization, trying to balance a number of different factors, and so it's just important for us to understand and see where the breadth of this information is. And so that provides you information here. So there are a total of 48 questions that were asked in this section, along with the 12 additional open texts that you can make comments with those. In addition to that, overall total allocated points that were available were 240 points. Even though we didn't calculate point structure, that's to give you an idea of the benchmark as to how robust this particular assessment is. The next one goes into understanding a bit more about the one-question survey. Sometimes you need to ask one good question and get good answers. So in this case, that's what we did. We asked one question about the overall perspective and perception of the leadership of Charlotte Shaw. And if you see all the numbers, you can see exactly where board member A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and H, which represents the total board members that we had available that took this survey, and where they rate and rank. You may not be able to see the number on the screen, on the little bar, but you can actually see that the yellow bar shows that out of a ranking of 5 being excellent, 1 being not so much, you see that she ranks at a 4.2. And so independently, we were able to get that information by the same process, and there were no names associated with any of the surveys for the board members. We simply had other tracking ways that we were able to see the completion rate for this particular analysis. The next one goes into understanding a bit more about the perception from our municipalities that were served and our resource partners. We also asked them the same question, but we actually gave them a different phrasing of the question. We basically asked them questions regarding their relational experience working with Ms. Shaw, the engagement experience, and the leadership they felt that she was providing to the organization. On a scale of 10 being excellent, 1 being poor, she rated 8.6. So you can see where the municipalities that we were able to survey were able to provide information and assessment regarding this executive. Now, of course, in any element of understanding observations and trying to conduct surveys that are independent from bias or from transparency, making sure they're transparent, it was important for us to get information from partners and really give you a sampling of them. Because there's so much information, we want to make sure we at least provide you a little insight on where things were. So some of the observations were that Ms. Shaw received favorable remarks and ranking that were leading this organization in general. There were some partners who requested additional follow-up on information that was shared to them. They liked the idea of having budget information to be provided in a timelier and more transparent way. The micro-transit is a preferred option for areas for smaller ridership. They also addressed the fact that both sources need to need a comprehensive plan for the system that is based on strategic priorities for service improvement. And then they also asked to, or at least communicated to us, that there is a continuing ability to enhance the value that they are providing here, the agency, by the overall service levels. So ensuring that the service level continues to stay high for this organization. In addition to, this is actually some additional sentiments that basically are the same ones you saw here, budget information, micro-transit, so nothing new in this regard here, just in this slide. So that being said, I will be happy to entertain questions from our board members based on any insight you may have regarding the presentation that I presented today from our team.
Any questions? And there are none. Thank you, Dr. Alice.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I look forward to reviewing in more detail.
Absolutely. There will be a very large report you will be getting. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So with that, we need to consider, according to the contract with our CEO, her annual bonus. That amount is $15,000. So do I hear a motion that the bonus be awarded to Charlotte?
I move the award of the bonus.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Is there any discussion? All right, there's no discussion. I'll call the vote. All in favor of approving the bonus, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any disapprove? And there are none. Ms. Shaw, thank you very much for the very fine service. Thank you all very much. Next is the consent calendar. We have 3 resolutions on the consent calendar. They've all been reviewed by their respective committees and have been moved to the consent calendar. So do I hear a motion to vote consent calendar as it appears?
I so move the adoption of the consent calendar.
Second. Been made, and do we have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. Next, we have a resolution for consideration and approval, Resolution 2026-08. Ms. Nolan, would you read the brief, please?
Yes, sir. Resolution 2026-08, authorization for the Executive Director, CEO, to accept CAC's, formerly Cobbs Allen, broker proposals for renewals of insurance coverages, property, crime, general liability, public officials, E&O, commercial, auto, employee benefits, and fiduciary liability. And for the Executive Director, CEO, to enter into insurance contract agreements with various insurance carriers for the types of coverages listed above. The annual premiums for the proposed insurance coverages will not exceed $2,500,418. This amount includes CAC's brokerage fee of $70,000.
Thank you very much. Do I hear a motion for this resolution?
I move the adoption of resolution 2026-08, is that?
Okay, a motion's made. Do I hear a second?
I have a question.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Now for discussion.
All right, I think we'd had a presentation previous about cyber insurance. I just wanted to talk about that because it's not specifically listed, but it is listed in the materials that we're getting cyber insurance. So I just want to make sure that what we're going to approve ultimately includes cyber insurance.
So today we have representatives from Cobbs Allen. And Robert, do you have someone who wants to address that for us? Okay. Yes, please. And identify yourself for them.
Good afternoon, Mason Bass with Cobbs Allen CAC. Good to see you guys again.
Just address us, please.
Oh, sorry. Yes, so cyber is, it is not on the detail right here on the resolution, but it is part of the proposal and part of the overall premium that's indicated in the presentation. So we review it every single year and no limits changed. We feel like the current program is adequate for cyber coverage. So it is included in this overall insurance premium.
Do you have an idea of what sort of coverage or amounts?
Yeah, so inside of this, if you go further to the back, we've got, we get into each line of insurance and a little bit more detail around the coverages. And so for cyber, it starts on page
39.
Page 37, 38, 39. So it is currently, there's multiple coverages inside of cyber, but the main limit of insurance is $2 million. That covers, the majority of the cyber coverages that are encompassed in the program. Which is, we benchmark that based off of the industry, the size, revenue, and whatnot. And $2 million is an adequate limit, and we've got cyber experts on our team that review that every single year.
And we have enhanced our cyber security, and we're in the IT department, as you know, as well. So we went from like a 1 to 2 to more like a, what do we now have, 8, Herb?
Yes, 8.
We're at 8 now.
Charlotte, Mr. Bass, is there any kind of certifying authority that certifies the cybersecurity?
So a lot of insurance carriers will actually do their own kind of sweeps on their clients and kind of run tests and see if they can find holes. So that can be done at any time, and then the report's kind of given to us if they find any loopholes or any exposure there. And knock on wood, it's been pretty clean.
And Herb, can you give a few little examples of what we do on cybersecurity as well in-house?
Yes, absolutely. So we have real-time monitoring in place that is there 24/7. So I think I've reported to you guys in the past that we're always under attack. I mean, every single day. So we haven't had any major breaches or anything like that. We're using the latest AI technology in order to stop these attacks as much as we possibly can. And we also do our own internal testing for our environment. So we work with an outside consulting company that simulates hacks and attacks all the time to make sure that our software and applications that we have in place are working as they should.
All right, thank you. There are, okay,
One question is that your fee from last year was slightly less than what it is now, and I was trying to see if you had an explanation.
So, if you wanna speak to the fee piece.
How you doing? Ben Campbell, and glad to be here with you guys again. So in evaluating your overall program with us, we just did an evaluation of our team. We are closely connected. Obviously, we meet with Glenn regularly, and then Chris Brewster. Our safety and loss control team does extensive work here and has met over the years with your loss control team. And so, there's a lot of things that our team does, working closely with the carriers, monitoring the workers' comp claims, the auto claims. Obviously, our team doing that and watching them allows for those to have more visibility and hopefully get closed out quicker. And then the more your claims are off your losses, the better that works, obviously, claim time. We have a service team that's, here for you guys, and so we work closely with your team, and the amount of the market rate that we have for the broker amount is significantly lower based upon what the total premium spend is, and we're happy to continue working with you guys, and I'd ask Glenn if that's something we could do with this renewal.
any other questions? And then there are none. I'll call for the vote. All in favor of approving resolution 2026-8, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. The resolution passes. All right. Thank you very much for that. All right, and then there's no unfinished business. Under new business, we're going to take some time out and recognize a couple of people that are here today with us. So Ted, if you and Daryl could come up front with me, have a presentation.
Before you do that, we got a couple of people that just want to say a few things before we give you your accomplishments.
Give them their due.
What they do. But first of all, I want to say thank you to you and the staff for continuing to believe in me and supporting me. I could not be the CEO I am today without this board and without my staff. And even the staff, the board is what really helps direct the direction of the company and the guidance. And without them and their professionalism and their unique backgrounds, we often have to go to them for additional support and direction and guidance and information. And we're in kind of a bittersweet moment for me, so I'm gonna try to get through this without crying. I really am, because I'm losing the only board that I know, right? I'm losing the only people that I started with when I came through the door. And one of them actually was the person who put my name forth to become the CEO of this company when I didn't know that that's the direction what was planned for me. So he saw something in me when I necessarily did not see it as much in myself. And I wanna, so today for me is really, it's a struggle, but I'm happy that I've been able to participate and be a part of this with you all. But I'm also sad that I won't see them on a regular basis, and I won't get, now that's not to say I'm not gonna call you. That's just to say I won't see you regularly. But today is just special, and that's why I'm so glad so many of you all came out. And just to give you a little backdrop, BJCTA has not always experienced the kind of success that we have today. Really, everybody in this room, and if you don't know, there's been some struggles and transformations in the past. But these are the guys, these three people that we're going to be honoring today, are the ones who transition us through those struggles and through that transformation to help lead this organization. So their work and their dedication to this company, regardless of what people think, we sacrifice a lot as leaders to lead this organization because we do care about the people. There is nobody on this board who does not care about the people. I know them personally, I know what they've done for this organization, and they've been up at night with us as well. And so everybody, every staff, every member of this board cares about the people, or we would not be here. That's our purpose, is to care. Our mission is to contribute to the life quality of our riders and our customers. We have growth, and in growth, we grow, we have honor, we have respect, we have trust, all these things that matter to us for the community. And that's always going to matter because we connect people to places. That's what we do. And really, in this role, you're really more of a social leader than you are a business leader. I know I have to lead this company in a business way, and you all have to help me lead it in a business way. But if you don't have the social consciousness of what we're doing every day, you can't survive running a transit company, because so many people have their own ideals about how we are to respond, how we are to run the company, how we are to do things, and they have no idea every day how we stretch the budget, how we stretch things just to make it work for our riders and our community, who we care about, who we love. And I say the word love because you cannot extend yourself in consciousness if you don't have love for the people. And that's who we are in this organization. That's who we have become. And you guys, the ones that are leaving here, along with the ones who we continue to stay and bring the board members on, but we're honoring the ones who are leaving because you made it possible for us to get to this point that we are today. So I want to personally, from the bottom of my heart, thank you with the staff. And staff, I'm going to ask you to stand while I say this. We want to personally thank you for the services and for all that you have done for this company for the last several years. What has it been, about 7 years now? Three, I think the last 3 you've been able to rest a little bit more. But the first 4, not so, maybe first 3 or 4, not so much. But we just want to say that without you, we could not be the BJCTA we are today. There's just no way we could do that. And from the bottom of my heart, myself and this staff, we want to give you our own personal thank you. We want to say a few things before we give you your flowers. And we say, give you your flowers while folks living, right? That's why we wanted you all to fill this room. We wanted to fill this room for you today. And Commissioner Scales has stopped by to say a few things. And you can come up, Aisha, too. Councilor Quinn could not be here today, but he sent his chief of staff. So, Commissioner, would you kindly come to the microphone first?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'm not the CEO, so then I won't take the liberty to stand all the way in the front, but I will say this on behalf of Ted Smith, Daryl Cunningham, and then I think the other young man, I was not here for him, but for these two, I'm speaking of the two that I helped to appoint as the former Birmingham City Council member. I will say that I appreciate you more than you know. This is an unpaid, thankless position that if you did not serve with the understanding of the cause, you would simply walk away. It is not advantageous, though some believe that it is, to serve on a board that you don't sometimes even have the support of the city to the degree that you need. So I want to tell you both how much that I appreciate you. I thank you for being a voice for the voiceless. I thank you, even I was looking up all those who had served by the time I really became acclimated like I should have been to transit. Ann August was the CEO then. And I remember clearly how when we went before the federal government, I remember her knowing what our inventory was and what we needed. And some of you all may not know the history of the reason why we don't get proper funding for public transit is because of the fact that we had a bus boycott that happened a long time ago with black folk. And so then the state decided that we're not going to be as generous as we should be. And I hope those of you all that don't know me, I'm gonna introduce myself as Commissioner Scales, and if you don't wanna hear the truth, you might not wanna, you wanna stop your ears up right now. And so the city, for me, always made this a moving target as it relates to funding the transit system properly. Everybody can criticize, but I always say that's the sitting car looking at all the moving cars. So that's the reason why you can complain, because you always point the finger, but you never take that thumb and point it back to yourself. So I want to tell you, I appreciate you. I hope those who come behind you come with the spirit that you have possessed, and that they recognize that it's not about a position, it's about taking the authority in the position that you have to empower those that you need to empower. So I want to say thank you for that. For those of you all who have served as partners, I asked if I could do this because I saw one that I interviewed with not too long ago. I won't call that person out, but come on around, Dr. Shaw. I can call it doctor now. But I want to tell you that for me, and I'm saying this in the presence of your board, I actually prayed with one of your board members today that's having a procedure. But I hope you all keep her. You understand that? I'm saying that to you, Mr. Flegel, who has been there with me.
She's got my vote already.
And I'm saying
She knows
to you,
it.
Mr. Parker, and for you, sir, in the back, that's remaining, huh? Oh, God, I didn't know that was you. But for all these other seats to come, council member, that's over transportation, where are you at, Councilor Smith?
Oh, I'm not over it.
Oh, you're not, you just sit on the board? Okay. And then is your counselor?
He is still the chairman.
Okay, he's still the chairman? That's good. I'm glad he's the chairman, and you're gonna take this message back from me to him, that hopefully you all will keep her. In short, let me say this to you. As a commissioner, you all had a meeting in this room with pastors. That's how I met her. And in that particular meeting, she laid out a plan of something I had never heard before, which is actually a plan. Not just a plan as to how you can get more money out of the city, the county, state, and federal government, but a plan to create additional revenue so we can fund what we claim to love. And that is to provide public transportation. But what I did here was that we were looking at an alternative in terms of how we view public transportation, and that it be not for poor people. Because nobody cares about the poor for real, because if they did, we wouldn't have as many poor people as we have. So that being said, I heard a plan. And what I am asking you all, as the committee, she didn't ask me to do this, I'm doing this on my own, is that you all keep someone that is innovative, creative, and have the willingness to want to do the work. Her staff is exemplary of the attitude that she has. We just finished an event with the county, and I'll say this in closing. That event drew over 40,000 people. The year before, we were close to 40,000 people. The year before that, we were probably close to somewhere like 35,000 people. And when I presented that idea, on board, staff on board, showed up on board. So you know what that makes me do as a county commissioner? Go back and tell Sam, the folks on my side, this is what we need to partner with. And when we are talking about stabilization within the local communities in terms of cities, even then, willing to go beyond the call of duty. So I wanted to say that in her presence, because I want you all to know how much I value her. I'm sure the other commissioner does the same, but Grandma said what love is what love does. And there is no love if we're not doing. We can tell her to go and love these folk all day long, but every last one of our expectations governmentally has to meet financially what we're asking of her and her staff. So I want to thank you all as a board. I'll see you, I'm sure, in other capacities. And I want to again appreciate you for your service. So again, I told y'all, if you didn't want to hear the truth, who I told you not to talk to? Said me, because I mean that. And our people in the city of Birmingham are seeing something different. We're not gonna get there overnight, but if we keep on working and we keep on doing the work, nothing like a girl like me who can speak from the heart. I rode the bus. My mother was on Section 8 and food stamps. and she had 4 children, and she had to get up and go to work. From West End to downtown to Phillips High School, I traveled on the bus. Y'all hear me? And mama didn't have much, but I was on the bus line on 3rd Avenue West. So I know when I'm speaking from the heart. Maya Angelou says people will forget what you say, they will forget what you do. They will never forget how you made them feel. So as we move forward, let's move with a spirit of compassion. And then if we have the power and the authority, let's do the work required in order for people to leave our system with a sense of dignity. So God bless you. I thank you. I thank you, Director Shaw.
Yes, hi, I'm Sonia Smith. I am one of our newest city councilors for Birmingham, and also will be serving on the transit committee. So I just want to say congratulations to the Transit Authority, but also thank you for all that you all do. Thank you for serving in this capacity, and thank you for those especially that are coming off of the board for all the work that you've done. I might be new to the council, but I have been following what the transit has been doing for quite some time, and it's been extremely impressive. So, and that's a large part to your leadership along with the leadership of your board. So thank you for what you do.
So much for coming. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have the pleasure of serving as Chief of Staff for Birmingham City Councilor Dr. Darrell Quinn, who is the representative for District 5. Welcome to District 5. Your transit is located in District 5. Before I get into the remarks, because I don't want to forget anything, because I did talk to my boss. He trusts me, but you know, it's like, this is your voice. Well, I want you to say, this is your baby. You've been at this for 8 years. Charlotte, thank you for inviting him, and congratulations. And we look forward to working with you for the next 4 years, or well, 2, technically, the committee term. He will be serving as chairman of our Transportation and Infrastructure Committee for the next 2 years. So we're excited about that. So we're here today because we want to see transit thrive. We want it to meet its best self and its full potential. So when we think about what that may look like, it does look like leadership. And a couple of pillars of leadership, and this is why I usually use paper, because here's my phone timing out. Want to talk about those pillars. And we talk about this in our office, like you don't have to be an elected official or appointed to a board to serve your community. It means making a difference in your community, being a good neighbor, and having one's best interests in mind. So when we think about service to others, and especially on the board, we think of those 3 characteristics for board members. And as we celebrate the outgoing board members, Reverend Darrell Cunningham, LaDon Jones, and Theodore Smith, we thank you for your servant leadership over the past years to our Transit Authority to meet its full and maximal potential. And when we think about our incoming board members, we want them to lead in that legacy of servant leadership and what it looks like for this Transit Authority to meet its full potential and service the city and its riders, and even beyond the city, because you know, it is Jefferson County, as Commissioner Scales talked about. So we look forward to partnering with you all for the next 2 years. His term, of course, is 4 years, so we'll be around. This is his thing. Transportation is his thing. We will be advocating to our state legislators to put money in that trust. The burden should not just be on the county and the city. The city is gonna do that. So thanks for having me today, and we look forward to working with you. Congratulations on your service, and thank you, Sean.
First of all, let me say good evening to everyone. I've been around this transit board.
Have to say your name.
Okay, my name is David Russell.
I knew that.
I've been around the transit board for almost 20 years. I served on the MPO over here for 12 years. Now, out of all the meetings I have attended, this board have ran smoother than I ever seen it ran. Because at one particular time when we used to come to the transit board, They used to have policemen here to escort you out, and if you stay 1 minute over time, they would use police to escort you out. But let me say this to you, I've been coming here over 20 years, and I served the MPO for 12 years. This has been the smoothest, cleanest, smoothest operation that I've been out of the 20 years. I want to again, I want to thank it, and whatever y'all do to keep her, we'll do that now. But you don't want me to get on the other side of David Russell. Like they're protesting and all that stuff. And just keep us on and do all that kind of stuff, okay? Again, thank you.
And what we'll do is, because I know you have to leave, and we just wanted to make this part of new business because we wanted to appear in the minutes. And so from this day forward, this will be Ted Smith's day, Daryl Cunningham's day, and LaDon Jones' day. And we will consider that always at BJCTA on this day. What's the date?
November 6th.
It's the 15th? 6, somewhere, I'm off. So, on November 6th, 2025, and to infinity will be your day. And we will make that note in the minutes today, and staff, we will always make sure that we honor that day for these 3 board members, okay? So, don't let me forget, I got Kayla and Marva in the room, so let's make sure that we add that to our proclamation. Let's do a proclamation for that, okay? So, with that said, we can do the certificates now, and will the rest of the board members please join me down at the table. So LaDon Jones could not be here today, so we'll give his at a later date, but he did want me to let everybody know he appreciates being able to serve the board and really looks forward to the things that we're going to be doing in the future, and wanted the staff to know to keep up the good work. So Ted, let's take you first. This is Director Theodore Ted Smith. He served from August 10th, 2017 to August 10th, 2025. He served as board chair from 2018 and again through 2024. He was our longest serving board chair. In recognition of your distinguished leadership, dedication, and service to the Birmingham-Jefferson County Transit Authority Board of Directors, we appreciate your commitment to excellence and public service, and you have helped move this community forward. And we want to thank you. And let me add, this man has worked hours. He was very active in our national ACTA, which is the American Transportation Association. They know him by name. He serves on committees. He has tirelessly worked in this position, and guess what they make? $10 a board meeting. $10 a board meeting. And people can think what they want to think. But let me tell you, I know this man's character, I know his dedication, and I know his honor. And this is going to be a hole for this board. And not to say that the new board members won't come in and fulfill things that we need, but I can tell you, he's worked years for his name to be known in AFTA. And right when it's known, we are now at the place where we can walk in the door and they not turn their back on Birmingham. So for that, I want you all to stand and congratulate this man for me.
This is gonna be tough.
You can get through it.
I sent Rhonda a message saying that this is like being on a roller coaster. Waiting in long lines, trying to figure out things, and then going up the hill and coming down. We have been some places. We've been through some rough times, and we've been through some good times. And I want to say to the staff, Thank you for changing this organization to make it feel like family. I feel like I'm a part of something real big. So I just want y'all to know, appreciate you. I'm always gonna be thinking about you, and I'm gonna make things happen for you in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. Reverend Cunningham, will you please join me? This is presented to Director Darrell Cunningham Sr. He served from March 27, 2018 through August 10, 2025. He served as board chair from 2017 through 2018. Whew. In recognition of your distinguished leadership and dedication and service to the Birmingham-Jefferson County Transit Authority Board of Directors, BJCTA thanks you for your commitment and excellence in your public service, which has helped to move our community forward. Reverend is in front of his name, but this is a serious businessman. When I tell you, you have given the definition of executive pastor, a name that I know now what it means. He has led this group along with the rest of the board members, but he again too was here at a time where it was turbulent. And he had to use his maturity, his emotional intelligence, and his leadership in Christianity, and still be the businessman to move us forward in a business direction. How many people can wear that hat? You can be a pastor and then a businessman. And he does not come here and preach to us. He comes here and teach to us. That's a difference. And he has been in my corner, like the other two, LaDon and Ted, and the rest of my board members, when people were not. And we often get criticism. And criticism hurts. It hurts, because some people are really mean about it. But guess what? He'll call me the next day, First Lady, and say, how you doing? And give me a scripture, and from that, I pull my shoulders back, and I'll go right back to business. So, will you all join me with his congregation and our staff members in giving this man a wonderful hand?
Thank you all so much. I just want to give some stats. I'm a stat guy. Thank you, Director Sean, for those kind words. I'm called to do what I do. One of the first person that helped us so much to get things going when we first got here is Mr. Art Franklin in the back. You don't remember that. He came in here and Ms. Gordon did an awesome job in helping us reface transit. We were facing, I feel like Martin, we were facing some difficult days. Amen. But we got through it. The Lord blessed us with all of the help and the staff. And Ms. Shaw just refaced it. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Through all the things we went through, this team you're seeing right now became the #1 transit authority in the United States of America. And the #1, and through their leadership, they are now the defending national champions. Amen. I told her I want my ring, amen. But they are #1 to do that. That has never been done in the history of transit. They're the first one. So I want to give accolades to them. My prayers are with you. Thanks to Davidson, we are now in a financial position to move forward. We now have almost 10 times the financial reserves that we had when we first got here. Function just as a debt-free organization. We are doing things today that only by the grace of God He's allowed us to do. So I want to thank you all, Ms. Shaw, You have been the breath that we needed, Mr. Flegel and my man Sam came in. They're gonna pick up the leg. You got two guys gonna really push you. And along with our legal advisors over here, don't forget about Courtney Prince. And also, had we not had the support from our own Ms. Gales, who's our commissioner, she's been on our side from day one. And so I thank her for everything. And I don't want to call too many names, but I want to thank you all. It's been a great ride. We're going to be here. You might have to form your own private consulting company. Not consulting, but just you can call us. Consulting, you got to pay us. You know, I'm not trying to do that. But if you got your own private thought between Ted and I, we always be available. It's been a great ride. I pray that the things we've done will carry us forward. And I pray that it would be instrumental in the people coming in and see what we have. And in closing, the final thing we had to do is learn to get out of the way and let the professionals do their job. Because they are the professionals, and that's the hardest thing for any board to do. You're not to come in here and manage day to day. You are to follow them day to day and let them do their job. Amen? Let's give them a hand for being such a great community.
As an acting chair, Sam Smith, right now, Sam Smith, sorry, Parker, to say something if you like.
Just briefly, I've really enjoyed working with these gentlemen. This has been a great experience for me personally. And so I want to thank you both. We've been through a lot, made great progress as a board, hiring this woman right here. So, gentlemen, thank you for your guidance and direction, your thoughtfulness, your preparation for each board meeting. And I hope that future boards will learn from what we've done here and carry on with what we've started, creating truly a transit authority that is concerned about the people in the community. It's doing its best, given the financial constraints that we're dealing with, to provide great service for the people, my neighbors. I live in Birmingham now. My neighbors in this wonderful city. All right, thank you.
It's an honor to serve with you both. I've learned so much. And I got your phone numbers. I will use them. So again, you deserve the flowers you're getting right now because you've done so much. I'm delighted I was not here during the turbulent times, but it has been an honor to serve with you guys. So we're going to carry it forward as best we can. I wish Michelle was here because she would say the same thing. So God bless you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So if you'd like to request to adjourn the meeting with a second from you all, and I want you in your seats, and make sure, Darius, you get a seat, you get a good picture of this for me, please.
I just want to thank my church family and my family. Yes. Y'all waved your hand, they came in full effect.
Wow, yes, they did.
City council, we in District 8. Got it?
All right. Get back in there and get that.
I'm gonna get out of the way so you can get this photo as they adjourn the meeting.
Okay, we'll be back in order now.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Charlotte, for everything. So I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. We are adjourned.
All right, join us for a reception, you all. We have some. Oh, no, well, hold on. No, hold on. Stay there. Commissioner Tyson's here. Come on up. We're not gonna let you get by. No, come on. Thank you. No, we want to. They want to hear from you. We just gave them their plaques and just adjourned the meeting, but we cannot have this without us. Thank you for coming too. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Congratulations on your service that you have given to the public. Public service is a hard thing to do. We appreciate you so much, because I know y'all had to do a lot of traveling and a lot of things. And then you had to try to please not only the people in Birmingham, but all over Jefferson County. And thank you so very much.
Thank you, thank you. All right, enjoy some of the, network, get to know some folk, and enjoy the, festivity. Here you go.